How's it going, everybody? It's Dr. Jeff. I'm back in Costa Rica. Last week I was in Los Angeles, where I'm from, but I'm glad to be back. It's beautiful down here. Rythmia is cranking. We're having so many great guests come through here. We're booked this week with Taito Juanito. It's an amazing week. I want to talk about something that's very important for not only Rythmia alumni, but just anyone that goes through any sort of program or has any sort of self-realization moment or experience. Integration is a key thing to create further success in your life. Now, for example, at Rythmia, people go through this amazing program and they have like all these breakthroughs and they have these clarity moments and awarenesses that happen, and it's beautiful and it's life-changing. But then they get home and they have to integrate what they've learned, and they have to start applying these skills into their day-to-day sort of operations, right? So people that have, I've talked about this before, people that have unhealthy systems that they're a part of, whether it's a family system or a work system or a community system, it's harder to integrate these things they've learned. But integration is a very, very key component of success for long term. So people at Rythmia will learn tools. You'll get tools to use, like, for example, communicating more clearly, or voicing your opinion more often, or not neglecting your emotions, for example, or avoiding excess alcohol or drug use. Those are examples of tools that people will get while they're here in these moments of clarity. It takes now the using of these tools in their life to see the changes and to build and to sort of solidify the breakthroughs that they've had to have this long-term success. Now, sometimes when people go through these breakthrough moments that are so great and so exciting and very just amazing moments, and some of them in my life have been the most amazing experiences I've ever had. What happens for some people is they feel like if they're not having these moments all the time, that they're missing out, and they feel upset that they're not having this experience a lot. What I can say to that is this: if you feel the drive to do more plant medicine or to have more moments of clarity, have that as a goal. Have that as a yearly goal. That's a little bit more realistic than all the time going through these processes of plant medicine. And some people can do a lot of plant medicine, but what's more important is the integration component, where they have the breakthroughs, they get the tools, they go home, they learn how to use this in their life, they apply the skills they've learned. That is super, super important. Now, if you feel that you're doing plant medicine or having these sort of experiences regularly, and then you see when you stop doing them that you're kind of like feeling left out or you're missing on this kind of stuff, you have to look at yourself and say, okay, what am I not using as an integrative process? What am I neglecting in my own process and in myself? Because if I've done a lot of plant medicine sessions, or I want to come back to Rythmia, and I was there last month, great. Hey, we'd love to see you back here, right? But if you can't afford it, or it's not something that's like on the table for logistics of your career, then you have to look at what am I doing to integrate my life back into society and into my own success level. There was a point where I had done various plant medicine sessions and I stopped for several years before going back to it to work on other things. And people would ask me, like, why aren't you going all the time? You have access every week. And I said, the reason is because I'm applying what I've learned in my life and I'm still working on that. And I always knew there would come a moment where I would have like a crossroads or a moment where I had to figure something out that I was a little bit maybe unclear about, or just to clear out my own process. And I knew that when that time came, I was going to go back to the plant medicine. That's what I've been doing the last 4 or 5 months. I've been going up there pretty regularly to get clarity, to get focused. But I am not neglecting the integration process. And that's the key thing. So if you're feeling, as my staff just call it, FOMO, fear of missing out, look at yourself and figure out what components of integration have I neglected and how can I incorporate these tools in my life. And then you'll see there's plenty to work on. There's plenty you received in your journeys. There's plenty that you're aware of that you need to like start using now, right? So please come to Rythmia, get the tools, but then integrate them after. And if you have the drive and the desire to come back, there's loose ends, or maybe there's something you didn't quite hit, come on back. We'd love to see you. Thanks for watching. See you guys next Monday. Monday sessions with Dr. Jeff. Pura vida.